Cooey sitting 1 right now. This is the first draw here from Edmonton, the Saville Grand Prix men's and women's event. The men have 16 teams playing in 4 pools to determine the 8 teams that go through to the playoffs. The women will be on the ice in just about 4 hours' time now. The teams had a practice session before the game and were able to draw to the button to determine who had last rock here in the opening end of play. It is the Davies team with that last rock, but right now it's the Cooey team sitting 1 and bringing another one into the house. On to third stones now. Davies looking for the run back. Third for this team is Ronan Peterson. Makes the hit on the guard, just by the stone at the top 12. Rolls off to a corner. Kevin Cooey will ask for the guard to be replaced. The Cooey team has played a couple of events short-handed since replacing Jacques Gauthier at second. Aaron Sluchinski is the new second now, but it doesn't look like he's here this morning. Tyler Tardy putting up the guard. Guard's a little tighter this time, so a little less distance for this run back. That yellow-red-yellow combination at the top of the 8-foot into the 4-foot means that if you can make contact with this anywhere, the red in the middle should stay. Just like that. Manages to also get the guard off the center line. Davies sits 1. Cooey does have second shot. He could make a play on shot rock, but he's going to have a hard time not leaving a double. Tyler Tardy, you saw with the suggestion they could come make contact with the yellow, kill the red that way, and maybe roll the yellow and the shooter behind the corner guard. Kevin's thought was that top yellow is looking pretty vulnerable. Maybe they better hit the back red and make sure they don't give up 3. Looks like they've opted to make the play on the Yellowstone, so yellow onto the red. They'll drive the red out the back, and I think the way they've got to play it is exactly the way Tyler looked at it originally. You get across the face on the yellow and have both yellows going behind that corner guard so you don't leave a double. Carrick Martin on the brush right away. No shortage of curl here at the Saville Center. Makes the hit. Actually might have overcurled a little bit. Will roll the shooter right out of play. Now the raised stone is perfectly buried in behind that corner guard, so they certainly got part of the plan out of that. Enough that Zach Davies can't really go after it. He's going to have to play the corner freeze. For the time being, that eliminates that stone at the back. Still an opportunity here for Davies to set up his deuce in the first end. If he can make the corner freeze, he'll be mostly in behind cover. There won't be much that Kevin can do with it. There'll be a little bit of a guess here at the ice. All the draws in the pregame practice would have gone towards the middle. But as a U of A team, this team plays out of the Saville Center, I would expect all the time. They'll have an idea here. This should be close. Rushers were off and on early, but they've backed away now. This might be a little strong. And really ran a little straighter than they expected. He ends up in the back 12 foot. Have to figure they're going to want to see something else in the rings. You know that Zach Davies is going to make an attempt at the run for three if you leave him that. So they're going to play a hit on the red at the back. Could simply draw in too, but it is the first end. He's got some options with this as well. If he's a little thin on the first one, he can make the double onto the second one. So Kevin Cooey with his final stone here in the opening end of play, looking to come down to second shot. Remove it, sit two. Try to get the force here in this opening end. Makes the hit, does stay right there. So Zach Davies making his way down to the hacks, was a little heavy on his first draw. He's going to play the exact same path. Needs any bite of the forefoot here to pick up his single point. Rushers both down early, just cleaning really. Now starting to pick it up a little bit more. He was heavy on the first attempt. Did he pull the string here? Really going as they cross that hog line. Needs to get to the forefoot, and with that little bit less weight, look how much it's curling. It is not going to get there. In fact, it comes up short enough that it is a steal of two here for Kevin Cooey in the opening end of play. So Cooey with a 2-point lead. Davies will have last rock once again in the second when we come back.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
got 2 goals.
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Well, for Zach Davies, not the way you wanted to start your event. Comes up a little short on his draw in the first end. It's a steal of 2 for Kevin Cooey. So Cooey with the 2-point lead as we begin play here in the second. They throw the center guard. Davies looking to come around it. And this is going to come up a little short. So now another guard on the center line. That one is actually touching center, so it's in the no-tick zone. Not sure that the first yellow is touching center or not. Hard to tell. Carrick Martin is the lead for the team, being asked to come around on the intern side. Tyler Tardy throws the third stones. He's on the brush. Aaron Sluchinski away this morning. Kevin Cooey in the house is the skip. Nice line coming by. Now, is this going to stop in front of the T-line? Yes, it will. Stops full top 4. For the Davies team, and apologies in advance if I mispronounce this, Lucas Sawiak is the lead. Second is William Butler. Ronan Peterson throws the third stones. And Zach Davies, the skip. Nothing out of the brushers yet on this. Looks like they want to go for weight. They're waiting on the line. Had really nice weight. It just took forever to get started curling and stays maybe a sliver under the guard, but mostly open. Cooey team just deciding which way do they want to draw. You can get to the face of that red and make sure you've got room to pass it through. They also talked about coming and sitting on the face of their own again to sit 2, but they're going to play the freeze to the red. Got to get at least to the nose here. Maybe a little bit to the inside if you could. Breaks that into the top 12, doesn't get quite down to the red stone. Continues to be the Cooey team sitting 1. Davies now will look to come around from the other side, sit on top of the yellow. This is the intern for William Butler. I have to be careful. I know we've got one lefty out here already, or 2, I guess. This one's really curling. Big movement on that intern side. He does get down right to the face, taps it back a few inches. Still Cooey sitting 1, but second and third both belong to Zach Davies, and He's got angle on the second shot rock now to make a play. Actually, I guess it's the third shot rock that he's got angle to make the play. If he ever moves the guards, there's angle on the second one. Kevin Cooey had looked briefly at peeling the yellow guard. I think the yellow one he kind of needs right now. So I think this looks like they're just trying to peel the red. Tyler Tardy with the big weight, a lot of rotation to hold it straight. Makes the hit and does roll the shooter out of play. It's a little better. It opens up that yellow stone at the top of the 12-foot that could be run into the two reds. Zach Davies looking here for the exact same draw. Sit red on red, lined up to that yellow at the top of the button, and then the run back on the top yellow might just jam a red into the shot rock. Big extension on the release this time, and this is out a little wider now. Boy, big movement as it comes across the hog line. Can they get it all the way to the nose? They had to wait for it to get started curling, and it comes up just a little bit short. Pretty close to a dead nose hit, I think, here for Tyler Tardy. Will drive yellow onto the pocket of the reds, remove both of them, and it should clear the stone in the 4-foot. The yellow stone counting shot rock, maybe top button. Does clear both of them and actually rolls both yellows in behind cover as well. Kevin Cooey sitting 3, everything buried. Zach Davies in some trouble here in the second end, already trailing by 2. Looking at running the top yellow guard across the face of the red one just outside the rings, maybe try to drive it back into something in the rings. This is as much about making sure you've got a shot to score as anything else. Ronan Peterson with the big weight needs to stay on the outside of this rock, and it is curling. Hits the nose, just doubles out the 2 guards, but leaves his shooter to cover the 3 yellows. Probably away off that yellow in the 8-foot to double the shot stone out of the button area. So they're going to try to protect that a little bit. Basically replace the red guard that was tighter. And Davies might have to play that same kind of double peel, although it'll be red onto yellow now instead of the other way around. The rock that would be coming into the rings would still be yellow. Looks like a lot of room right now, but as we've seen on a couple of these draws already this end, big movement here on this side coming into towards the house. Maybe a little strong though. Yeah, I would have liked that out in front. Sits 4, but could you make the triple? You can definitely get 3 of them moving. The question is there a chance that you double jam somewhere? Not a lot of distance between these rocks, and I guess the way they're going to try to make it go, you saw the indication from Zach Davies, try to get the first one thin enough to go across the top of the second one. Peterson's got the weight, nothing out of the brushers so far. Does get it across the top of the second and does make 2 of them fly and actually spins the third one enough that you can see it now. Is still full 4-foot, is still shot rock. Situation a little better for Zach Davies now. He's got some room to try to score his single this end. Skip rock's yet to come. Kevin Cooey will look to bring another one into the rings and do that Christmas tree you hear us commentators talk about so much, or he can show him half the rock on the rings and only half of the shooter and still keep the pressure on Zach Davies here. Like they went kind of plan B here, just to touch off the side of that stone in the 12-foot. I think if he gets dead buried, they can still see all of the shot in the 4-foot. Zach Davies looking at the draw to the button right now. I thought he might play the double, or perhaps it might even work to get the triple on the first one. The problem with playing this draw now, if you don't make it, or if you leave something for Kevin Cooey, you might not have a shot for your last one. And if you ever bury it perfectly, Kevin Cooey's just going to throw a guard. You're not going to have a chance for 2 anyway. So there's some risk here. In turn for the left-hander, Zach Davies with the draw attempt. Looking to come around those 2 stones, top 12, see if he can't get shot rock. Needs to almost bite the button here. Heavy on his first draw on the first, light on his second. Looks like he's going to be light on this one as well, and leaves it hooked on the yellow at the top. That is probably the worst case scenario where he's left it, because if Kevin Cooey is short on this draw, I don't even know where Zach Davies would be able to score with his last one. if Kevin Cooey can bring this in to bite the top of the button. The only shot Zach Davies might have is to come a little bit wider and try to catch what's left of the very edge of the button. Depending where Kevin Cooey puts this, there might not be much. Got room coming by. You know these are going to move coming into the house, though. He is going to come up a little bit short, but sits 4, and Zach Davies does not have a shot to score. Already trailing by 2. It's a little tricky to hold him to 1. They're just asking now, how much can he see? You can make a play on that stone, but you have to hold your shooter, or it's still 3. Delicate shot here for Zach Davies with this last one, and this is just to give up a steal of 1. Going to make a play on the stone that Kevin Cooey just threw. Needs to pass it through the back of the rings, has to hold his own shooter. So you got to try to hit this first one fairly thick, and you also at the same time have to be conscious that you cannot rub that red at the top of the 12, or it's a steal of 4. Final stone, second end, Zach Davies. Indication from Lucas Sawiak might be a little stronger than they had planned. Still hanging out there, they're sweeping for some curl. Has to not only make contact, needs to hold the shooter. He'll make contact. Shooter is going to roll too far now. Did he get the first stone out? He does not. It is a steal of 4 for Kevin Cooey, and he jumps out to a 6-0 lead here in this opening draw. The Saville Grand Prix round robin pools. Shawn, Joyce with you from Edmonton. We'll have the third end right after this.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Third end action here at the Saville Grand Prix opening draw. Under normal circumstances, you'd see a steal of 2 in the first end would jump out, but when it's a steal of 4 in the second one, that certainly jumps out. Zach Davies, even if he's not able to come back in this game, needs to settle down, get a few shots under his belt, pick up some confidence going into that second round robin game. the 6-point lead here. The Cooey team bringing the first 2 stones into the house. Zach Davies with a corner guard on the first, asking Lucas Sawiak to come around it now. Rushers have stayed close to this all the way down and moving big now. It's going to be short of the rings, but it does work for a second corner guard. Cooey looking for a third one into the rings now. Carrick Martin brings it into the side of the button. He sits 3. Time for Davies to start dealing with the stones in the middle, but he'd like to get something in behind the corner as well. A call here for bumper weight. The critical thing here on a shot like this is you can't lose the shooter. You'd love to roll it all the way in behind the guard, but you can't roll out a play. Kevin Cooey able to start peeling the corner guards after this one, so you have to keep this rock in play. You just can't stress that enough. That's a good shot. Didn't get in behind the corner, but as I said, the important thing was to not roll out. He actually got one of the yellows behind the tee line. That's a good result. And you've got Kevin Cooey making a play on the shot in the rings, which means your 2 corner guards are still going to be there. Makes the hit, comes across, touches one of the other yellows. So that helps Zach Davies as well. That corner free situation on the yellows, if you were able to hit that just off the nose, you could stay frozen. Kevin Cooey's not going to guard that, so you don't have to play that yet. You can have your chance to come around the corner guards now. Save that for later. Nice line coming by the guards. Just a question of how deep this is going to be now. It will stop right at the tee line, just on the top of the tee line. Tyler Tardy being asked for the double peel, and if he hits this just right, he might actually clip that stone that was just thrown. Could get all 3 reds here. Gets 2, just by the stone in the house. Davies looking at a freeze on that double yellow combination. You could do the same thing with enough weight to kill the back one. The problem with the dead freeze is that the middle one never goes anywhere. This needs to curl. Well, if you would have needed to play that shot, it would have been tough. But he does hang on the back of the 12, and it matters whether or not it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be fifth shot, and it's close. It matters because there's at least a double off the yellows at the top. There might be a triple. I think if you nose hit the first yellow, it goes underneath the one on the button, but certainly a couple of ways to make doubles there. For now, Kevin Cooey going to hit the open red stone. Rolls in towards the middle. No guards in play now. Cooey sitting at least 4, and it might be 5. Ronan Peterson being asked once again to try that corner freeze on the 2 yellows at the side of the 4-foot. Got that same port, a little bit less weight. Does stay for maybe second, third at least, but it is mostly open between the yellows. Kevin Cooey will make the attempt to hit it. I don't think they're too concerned about whether or not they hold the shooter here. Little outward motion on the release. Quiet weight though, this should curl. Makes the hit, actually clips the back one. Kevin Cooey sitting 6. Big trouble again for Zach Davies. You could play that same corner freeze. The problem is you're probably still third shot, and if you make it good enough, Kevin Cooey just guards. You might not have a shot for more than 1. I also looked at trying to play the corner freeze on the shot stone. It's really tough to make it in a way that it can't be blasted out. The angle's better on the 2 at the edge of the 4-foot. If he gets the corner freeze on it, there's no way for Kevin Cooey to get it out. Haven't found the line on this shot yet. That looks like they've got just a shade less ice on this attempt, and it is the in-turn for Zach. Lucas immediately, that finger in the air usually means it's a little heavy. Now this has started to move early. Did that pick? That made a big move. That looked like a pick. Still okay for line. It is going to over-curl, though. It's still Cooey sitting 3, and that curled far enough that it'd be hard to come off of it. Yeah, I don't know that Zach Davies has anything off that rock. It needed to stay a little bit more on the corner. So Kevin Cooey here with his final stone can look to come right into the full 8 foot, maybe bite the 4. I don't think he necessarily wants to sit 4 here, but he's got to cover that shot rock and do so tight enough that it takes away the drop tap. Carrick Martin on the brush right away. Took it all the way down, does get it in for second or third it looks like. So Cooey sits 4. Zach Davies looking at, can he make the triple, roll into the side of his own and get shot? I don't know that he can. The thin double off the one in the 8 foot looks easier to me. It's only for 1. That's all you're going to get. So final stone, third end. Zach Davies in trouble once again. Down 6, facing 4. Needs to make some yellows fly. Catches 1, catches 2, but with all that action, his shooter spills through, and it's going to be a steal of 3 more. Zach Davies down by a score of 9-0 after 3 ends of play. They're going to have a quick chat about it, but I think it looks like they're going to keep going. Davies will have last rock in the 4th.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss. But it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Shawn, Joyce with you here live from the Saville Grand Prix on the Curling Stadium, Edmonton. Kevin Cooey with a commanding 9-0 lead as we begin play here in the fourth. They bring the first stone into the top of the forefoot. The corner guard thrown up by Zach Davies. You saw that just coming to rest as we came back from the break. Carrick Martin looking to bring another one into the top of the house. Thought you might actually see the Davies team concede down 9-0, but this might be more a case of we need to get one good in under our belts just to get some confidence going into the next game. They have certainly had their struggles here this morning. Nice come around on the corner guard there by Lucas Sawiak, and now Kevin Cooey still on the fifth stone to the end. Will just look to come in. Tight center guard this time. Does protect those two in the house. Shot rock is half exposed, but second shot probably 3/4 under. Davies needing to do some work here to clean up the middle now. They'll look to run this pretty much straight back. He's got to keep that shooter in place somewhere. Not critical to get all three yellows to fly. Wouldn't mind moving all three, though. Hits one, catches the second, does move the third. That's a pretty good result. We're looking at playing the double peel on the slash. Most important to get a long corner. Drives it by the stone tighter to the rings. So Davies sits one. They'll look to replace that guard for now. Keep Kevin Cooey busy peeling the corner guard, hoping he doesn't make the double peel. He could come around the tighter guard right now. The problem is that yellow-red combination is lined up in a way that Kevin Cooey could try to come off of it and into any rock that you bury on that other guard. So you don't want to play it too early, give him too many shots at a double. Doesn't get enough curl to bury the shot rock. It's Still with a 9-point lead. The corner guard is a bigger concern to Kevin Cooey than that rock in the rings. Going to make another pass at the double peel. It's the same portion. This time he'll be close. Oh, just drives it behind the second one. They may have thought they had that one. It was close. Third Stones now, trying to guard that one more time. This time over curls the guard situation. Comes a little deeper, so for Tyler Tardy to play the double peel this time, he's going to have to come across with the shooter to catch that second guard. And he might be able to squirt into the rings if he makes it. Eric Martin on the brush early. Makes the first one, catches the second one, and does squirt the shooter into the rings. Now he does leave a corner guard out there. Hard to tell who shot rock. Doesn't really matter at this point. That's a rock that Zach Davies can try to use. They're going to freeze in front of it. If they move it even half an inch, probably pretty sure they're sitting two after that. You might like to get ever so slightly on the inside corner of this as well, though, because the angle's going to be there for that yellow-red on the other side and have the shooter come all the way across and try to kick this one out the side. This has got to get there, though. Both brushes working this really hard. Definitely not going to make the freeze. Does get in to the top of the 12, but sits fourth for now. Kevin eyeing it up. There is a way to make the double across the house on the Reds. The question is, do you really even need to play this Redstone? Maybe the only reason you're playing this is because you don't want to leave in that same freeze attempt around a Redstone at the top of the 12. Could make the double on the Reds, though. Kevin Cooey, big weight on the intern. Nothing on the brush yet. Makes the hit, actually kills his own out of the back, and it does change the angles at the top. Creates a little bit of a problem for Zach Davies as to where do you put this rock where you can get some protection and sit two. I don't think you can get behind the corner guard and still sit two. He's going to have to stay in the open somewhere, so he has to be careful not to leave a double. Stone Kevin Cooey just threw the yellow that's almost full 8 foot is angled in such a way that no matter where Zach Davies puts this on the other side of the house, he could probably come off it and guarantee that it's going to kill at least one Red. He might be able to make the cross house double. Going to bring that in for shot rock. Probably as well positioned as you could get it. It's tough to make any kind of a double here. It's there, but it's very flat. He's got to hit the first yellow very thick, which means he's going to hit the second red very thin. If he over curls it at all, Zach Davies might get a chance for 3. So I don't think you'll see him take the risk that side. If anything, he'll be a little thin on the first one behind that second red. Well, they're on the brush right away. Catches the one, catches the second, drives it out the side. Kevin Cooey, outstanding shot, sits 2. And this is still the easiest shot Zach Davies has had to look at with his last one in this game. The open hit can stay right there. Trailing by 9, facing 2 Cooey counters in the house. Zach Davies with his last. Just needs the nose hit to get on the board. Quiet wait on the out turn. Brusher's cleaning early. Just waiting for this to curl a bit. Cleaning it on the way in. Will make the hit. Stays right there. Picks up his single point. He's on the board. And that's enough. Zach Davies had a better end for his team here in the 4th, and that'll give some confidence to that team going forward in this round-robin competition later on today. Kevin Cooey picks up the win here in his opening match, the Saville Grand Prix. Round-robin pools, 14 pools. Action will continue for the men later on this afternoon. We'll have the action from the women starting in about 3 hours' time. All the action available all weekend long here on the Curling Stadium Edmonton. You'll have access to all of the games with commentary on selected features. My name is Shawn Joyce. I thank everyone for joining us here this morning, and we look forward to seeing you all weekend from Edmonton.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.